Okay, let's dive right into this. You know, when most people hear the word Quickstep, their minds immediately jump to this intimidating blur of flying feet, frantic music, and just a practically impossible speed challenge. But in this explainer, we are going to completely flip that script. We're drawing directly from the insights of professional ballroom instructor Vlaslav Knight, and we're going to look at the Quickstep not as some frantic race, but as a highly accessible, beautifully structured test of control. So if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by fast-paced partner dances, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the absolute essentials of timing and footwork, using exactly what the experts teach beginners to help you build unshakable confidence on the floor.
So, what actually is the Quickstep? It's defined as a fast, joyful ballroom dance built on smooth timing, quick foot placement, and confident movement from a stable frame. Now, I want you to notice which words are doing the heavy lifting there: smooth, quick placement, confident, stable. The absolute fastest path to progress as a beginner isn't rushing. It's not trying to sprint the finish line. It's actually mastering exactly how you count the music and how you move your feet in these small, completely repeatable patterns. Speed is honestly just a byproduct of doing those simple things very, very well.
So, the crucial point is that we build this dance from the ground up. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll look at the Quickstep philosophy, then how to master timing over speed. After that, we'll cover stable posture and frame, light footwork and patterns, fixing common dance problems, and finally, building your practice routine. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the Quickstep philosophy, where our focus is simplicity first. As a beginner stepping onto that floor, your primary overriding goal is keeping it incredibly simple. I know it's so easy to get caught up in the flashy moves, but honestly, that's a trap. Your core mantra should literally be this: clarity first, speed second. Our source material emphasizes that right at the start. You absolutely must prioritize clean timing over how fast you're moving. And here is the magic of Quickstep, right? When your feet arrive perfectly together with the beat of the music, the dance naturally looks Quickstep-like. It instantly gets that joyful, bouncy character, even if you're dancing at a mere fraction of the full tempo. Clarity creates the illusion of speed long before the actual speed arrives. Moving on to section 2, master timing over speed. And this all starts with the mind. Long before your feet ever take a single step across that floor, this dance actually starts entirely in how your brain processes the music. Quickstep is typically taught in two-step units. Now, this is a bit counterintuitive if you're used to counting isolated individual moves, right? Instead, you really need to feel the music as this flowing, repeating sequence. The best advice here is to literally use your voice or your hands. Just count out loud or tap out a neutral rhythm before you add any footwork whatsoever. You want to stay completely steady on that beat you hear clearly in the track. Only then do you place each movement so it lands exactly where the count expects it to be. To really lock this in, experts recommend a super effective beginner drill. Step 1. Start slow with short sessions. Just take 1 to 2 minutes sitting there clapping or tapping the beat. Step 2. Get up and spend exactly 1 minute walking your steps at half speed. Don't rush it. Then, step 3, you gradually increase the speed, but only as long as you don't lose control. And this brilliantly illustrates a foundational truth. Once you can mentally predict exactly where your feet are going to land on the next beat, you gain true control over the dance. You aren't just reacting anymore, you're anticipating. That brings us to section 3, stable posture and frame, focusing on the upper body. You see, the real secret to Quickstep is this fascinating contrast. You have this incredibly quick, energetic lower body, but it's anchored by a calm, completely quiet upper body. You literally move from the body. Good Quickstep footwork depends entirely on upper body stability and just a really calm sense of balance. So you want to keep your torso tall, keep those shoulders nice and relaxed, and make sure your head is aligned properly. A massive mistake we see beginners make is trying to aggressively push the floor away with their feet to generate speed. Don't do that. Instead, think about moving from the body itself and simply letting your legs follow that controlled, perfectly aligned upper body. Now, you absolutely need to watch out for 2 very common beginner issues as you practice this. Number 1, collapsing through the upper body the exact moment the dance speeds up. And number 2, overreaching with your feet because you're trying to cover way too much distance. Both of these habits will instantly destroy your timing. A stable frame is exactly what helps you keep the beat, especially as that tempo starts to climb. Let's move into section 4, light footwork and patterns, where we focus on the lower body. Since we're moving down to the lower body now, let's pick up our rhythmic energy just a bit, because this is where the physical movement really gets added into the mix. Your beginner footwork focus should be all about light, quick actions. Quickstep footwork needs to feel tidy and light. It should never ever feel heavy, dragging, or stomp-like. You want to aim for beautifully clean toe or heel placement, depending on your specific lesson, combined with very quick transfers of weight. Your feet should arrive precisely on time and then release efficiently. Don't let them drag or linger on the floor. You can actually practice this just by doing some slow marching. Place the foot, transfer the weight smoothly, and step away. If it feels clunky, well, remember our mantra: slow down. Clarity first.
Here's a fantastic practical drill for building those core movement patterns. Begin with the foundational actions you'll reuse constantly: forward travel, back travel, and simple side actions. Step 1. Do your forward actions for 4 to 6 counts. Step 2. Pause briefly to reset your balance. And Step 3. Add your back actions with identical timing. Look, I really cannot stress enough how important that pause in Step 2 is. The pause acts like a circuit breaker. It stops you from accidentally running away from the beat as you speed up. Beginners almost always rush the back movement just because stepping backwards naturally feels slower and more awkward. But you combat that by keeping the timing absolutely identical in both directions.
All right, Section 5, Fixing Common Dance Problems. Let's get into some rapid-fire troubleshooting. Let's tackle the most common pitfalls that trip beginners up. Problem number 1, your feet are landing late the absolute moment the music gets faster. The fix for this is simple and punchy. Do not try to sprint to catch up. Reduce the tempo immediately until you consistently hit the beat again. Only then do you increase the speed and do it by very, very small steps. Okay, next problem. You look super busy on the floor, but you just don't feel coordinated or together. The issue here is usually that your steps are way too wide and sloppy. The fix? Make your weight transfers much smoother and critically keep your foot placement closer to your body. Tightening up that footprint keeps your timing precise and solves that disjointed feeling pretty much instantly. Final problem. You're losing your posture on those faster counts. You're hunching over or wobbling. The fix here just reinforces what we learned earlier about the upper body. Prioritize your frame stability. Keep your upper body utterly quiet and just let the legs do the work without forcing any extra upper body movement. Now for Section 6, Building Your Practice Routine. Let's look at the blueprint. Let's bring all these concepts together and see how this builds into an actionable daily routine that guarantees real progress. Step 1 of this ultimate practice sequence: start with exactly 3 minutes of just counting and tapping. Warm up the mind first. Step 2, move into 5 to 8 minutes of core patterns, your forward, backward, and basic side actions. Step 3, finish with 2 minutes of mental review, isolating what movements actually felt the most on beat. If you can repeat this timing pattern multiple times in a row without accidentally speeding up, you are successfully building real, lasting Quickstep fundamentals. And I promise you, once you have these fundamentals locked in, your Quickstep is going to start looking effortless long before it actually feels fast to you. Your very next step is to take these amazing foundational skills and learn official beginner figures from a qualified instructor. Taking this kind of structured approach ensures that your beautiful timing and technique will perfectly match standard Quickstep teaching out there in the world. Which leaves us with one final, very important question to consider as we wrap up this explainer. Will you prioritize clarity or speed in your next practice session? I really hope this breakdown has shown you that focusing on control, tapping out that rhythm, and maintaining a quiet upper frame is the true secret to unlocking this joyful dance. Keep it simple, trust the counts, and most importantly, have fun out there on the floor.